Hello, these are new games for 12th November, and the first game is In This Lies 2, Fire Seed. So you start a tutorial where you go through first three characters. It was a warrior, and then the second one was mage, and third was some type of rogue hunter. And later you pick three characters. I think you only start with those three, and then as you progress through this map, you can pick abilities. There's shop, there's events, and then you can either get new abilities, new passives, or like passives for the abilities. And later you can unlock more characters and stuff. So it's like a tile-based, turn-based, like this. Okay. This is 1331. Duncrush. So you start as this knight without the ability. It's like a super simple game. You go into fight with the slimes, and then you can do these quests and collect these resources, and as you collect these resources you just keep fighting over and over, and then you can go to the kind of next floor or like next level, and you can get new weapons, new upgrades, and just repeat playing the same level until you complete it and so on. Then get new characters and stuff like that. This is 359. Million Depths. This is kind of like a 2D game. You also go through the floors, but you jump down after completing each floor, and you have a weapon which you can craft and change. So you kind of pick up the pieces. There's like defensive pieces and offensive pieces, that you can put them together, and depending how you place them, they can give you bonus attack and defense. And then as you move, the time moves. When you stop, the time also stops. And then also the same goes for the weapon. You control weapon with the mouse, your character with the WASD. And if you like touch the enemy, you kind of damage them, but also the same goes for the weapon. So you have two ways of attacking the enemies. So yeah, this is 1484. Fate in Despair. Okay, this is a nice game. So you have your cards, and then you have these floors like first, second, third, and then on this map you have tiles that you can pick. So you start with few monsters and spells. The spells are very weird. So you have Fate and Despair. Fate is kind of like your health, and Despair is kind of like your mana, right? So you use Despair to cast abilities or like spells and monsters. And it's not like you have a certain amount. You can use as much as you want, but if you get to a certain number of despair, you get like a curse, right? So you can just place the monsters, let your monsters kill the opposite side monsters, right? You just end the turn. I didn't need to use spells, at least not on the floor one, because there was no need. The monsters were enough. And then you can upgrade those cards. Like, as I said, like monsters feel like very usable. I even deleted one of the spells. And then you have these gems. As you upgrade the cards, they get more gem slots. And then there's activation that you need. For example, activation will be when it's healed, when it's damaged, when the monster attacks, or when the turn starts. And then there's activation gems that get activated after. Those are like those red and green. And the activation ones that require like how is it called, the thing to start like an attack, right? So those are yellow. And then for example, you can on monster attack poison 5, heal 10, and like weaken enemy, or like get armor and stuff like that. So it's a nice game. It's not too hard, at least not the first floor. As I said, like spells were kind of useless. Didn't even need to use any, because you would just get more despair. So I guess later, like maybe they become useful because it gets harder, but then I played only first chapter. So yeah, very nice game. It's 1061 and it's a demo. Salto Shores of Gold. I played this like years ago, and it was fully playable game, right? Crafting, you can kind of go from island to island. There were also enemies, collect resources, right? Craft stuff. So I assume it's better. I don't remember much, but must have been updated. This is 1343. Winter Burrow. So it's also but survival game, but the view is not 3D, kind of like this top down, right? So it's easier, kind of. You don't have to gather much resources, right? So you kind of have this house where you have your fire, and then when you go out, you take kind of like this frost. How is it called? So you lose the heat basically, and then you cannot go far. So you just collect a little bit of resources, come back, craft stuff, then go out again. So I assume you have to craft the gear to be able to stay out longer, and then you can explore further and craft more stuff, kill enemies, and so on. So this is 1709, and those are all games for today. Links are in description. Okay, that's all. See ya.